Coming up on MCTV this week, we have an exclusive interview with a celebrity that recently came to campus and also a look at how MC tutors are getting involved with the local community. This week starts now. Welcome to MCTV This Week. With Michelle Nutting, I'm Cassie Hart. Thanks for joining us. Monmouth College students have a new opportunity to help with the community. Haley Turner joins us from the newsroom with more. Haley?
Warren County has a new tutoring program that Monmouth College students can take advantage of in multiple ways.
Warren County ACES program, which stands for Adult Child Education Success, has one goal in mind:
improve education opportunities for people of all ages.
To that end, ACES have asked for college students to help with tutoring. Though they do not have any yet, Cooper is hopeful MC students will step up. Tutoring will be held both at the Mellinger Center on campus and Warren County Library. The two locations will be used so no matter what the age of the person being tutored, they will feel comfortable getting the help they need.
That for the No Child Left Behind is not only important to help the children succeed in education, it is also important to help their parents succeed in education. So basically she's saying that don't leave any children behind if you leave the parents behind.
Students who would like to volunteer their time can contact Cooper at 309-734-2249. Training for tutoring will begin immediately with basic training and will be followed with advanced training after tutoring has begun.
Last Thursday, the author of The Road from Karain visited campus.
When Jill Kerr Conway arrived on campus, she was surprised to learn that over 400 students had read her book, The Road from Karain. Conway delivered 2 lectures during her trip to Monmouth, the Samuel M. Thompson Lecture and the ILA Convocation.
I talked about the process of writing any book, and particularly a memoir. I talked about why I decided to write mine, and I talked about some of the history of the literary genre of autobiography.
Many students took away a lot from the convocation and looked to Conway for inspiration.
I was kind of inspired by Jill coming here because of all the hardships she went through, and I feel that now, being a teenager, that a lot of us complain a lot and we don't know what real hardship is until we have met someone who went through more than what we went through. 2 and 3 times is more is what we went through. So I thought she was kind of inspiring, and I was glad to meet her.
Students got the opportunity to ask Conway questions at the talk, and Conway hopes that they take something away from her memoir.
Well, I hope that the memoirs will be helpful. They deal with different stages in a woman's life, and The Road from Karain is particularly devoted to late adolescence and young adulthood. And I'll be happy if what I heard from students today is the kind of impact it has for a broader audience.
The next ILA Convocation is on October 5th when President Maury Ditzler gives the History and Traditions of Monmouth College lecture.
Last Thursday, the Classics Department brought the first archaeology lecture to campus, all the way from Ireland. Hazel Dodge, a historian at Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland, talked to about 50 people in the Morgan Room about various aspects of archaeology and why she feels it's important for the students of Monmouth College to learn about archaeology.
For all people to have at least a knowledge of the past. They don't have to be particularly interested in it, but the past is important for us to understand who we are and where we've come from.
The next lecture will be Monday at 7:30 in the Morgan Room of Poling Hall with the Assistant Professor of History, Danielle Fatkin of Knox College.
Last Wednesday, one 1967 alum came back to campus to talk to students about careers in diplomatic services. Jerry Mitchell had a career in diplomatic services, which took him on many adventures all over the globe. He worked closely in different embassies and focused a lot of his time doing overseas reporting for the U.S. Mitchell explained that through the job has both risks and benefits. It's really rewarding.
Besides serving your country, which sounds kind of like a cliche, but it's actually true. I mean, it really motivates a lot of us to go overseas. If they're really interested in working with other cultures and having really varied experiences in serving their country, it's a great career that they might want to follow.
For the past few weeks, an exhibit of oil paintings have been on display in the Monmouth College Art Gallery. Tyler Hennings is an assistant professor of art at Monmouth College. His art currently is on display in the gallery in the Hughes Library. Hennings chooses to paint what seems to be random objects such as pencils, watering hose, and marbles.
Marbles just are really, I also really like painting glass because for the same reason they have the structure, the geometry of the circle, but because it's clear glass and the way light refracts through it, it creates a lot of great opportunities for painterly abstraction.
This is the final week to view Hennings' exhibit Avenue, which ends on Friday.
Last Saturday, Monmouth hosted the first Marching Band Invitational. 6 local high school marching bands came out to perform their halftime shows even though they weren't on the football field. The heavy rain moved the bands back into the Huff Center. Each band performed their show and were giving pointers by MC Marching Band Steve Richter.
Well, when we got the new field, the April Zorn Stadium, and the new turf, we just thought, and the lights, it just was a perfect opportunity for us to hold a marching band event like this.
Richter states he hopes to make this event a yearly event and hopes to have 10 bands next year.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Tomorrow at 4:30 in the Morgan Room, the Communication Studies Department is sponsoring the celebration of James Erskine's victory in the Interstate Oratory Contest in 1880 and the return of Scott Speake. Family Weekend starts on Friday at 8 p.m. with comedy sports in the Dahl Chapel. On Saturday, the 5K walk-run begins at 8 a.m. outside the Huff Athletic Center. Inflatables will be on the quad, available from 10 to 2. The all-campus cookout is from 11:30 to 1 p.m. New to Family Weekend are hot air balloon rides beginning at 3. There is also a concert at 7 and a mentalist at 9, both in the Dahl Chapel.
Coming up in sports after the break. Local UFC fighters battle it out in the cage at the First Street Armory.
Congress shall make no law
respecting an establishment of religion,
or prohibiting the free exercise thereof,
or abridging the freedom of speech,
or of the press,
or the right of the people peaceably to assemble,
and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Welcome back. Last Wednesday, the women's soccer team took to the field against Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans came in ranked 5th and dominated the Scots. After a quick goal in the first 4 minutes, it would be another 30 minutes before the Titans would score again off a penalty kick by Alyssa Fulner. The Titans would score another 5 to defeat the Scots 7-0.
Today we let it get away from us, and then once we let it get away from us, our effort wasn't as strong as I thought it needed to be.
The women played again on Saturday, but lost to Greenville. They play again here tomorrow night against Grinnell. The men's soccer team also squared off against Greenville on Saturday. Despite the cold and rainy weather, many fans came out to watch the match. Greenville started off the game scoring 2 goals in the first half, with the second off a penalty kick by Terrence Crosby. Monmouth did score 1 goal late in the second half and went on to lose the game 3-1. The Monmouth men's soccer team is now 1-6. Their first conference game of the year against Beloit College is this Sunday at 3:30. The First Street Armory was home to Revolution Cage Fighting 8 this past Saturday. Monmouth's very own Danny Connerly was headlining the event, competing for the 135-pound bantamweight title.
Just under 1,000 fans came out to the Armory to watch 13 bouts of Revolution cage fighting. Local team Old School Extreme Wolfpack dominated the night with an 8-2 record overall. Along with the success in the cage, they donated $320 to the Armory's charity, which helps feed local disadvantaged children, called Operation Backpack. The night got off to an exciting start with a knockout in the second round of the first bout between Wes Burke and Yancey Johnson. In what was hailed as the match of the night, Joseph Walter defeated Jared Farrell halfway through the third round, delivering blow after blow, eventually ending in a TKO. MC student Danny Connerly, with a record of 7-1, defeated Knoxville's Shane Curry halfway through the second round with a punishing armbar.
So I just kept throwing that straight jab and always look to set up good takedowns, you know, because that's my ground game, is my game. So always look to set up takedowns.
According to the Monmouth Review Atlas, Connerly said he cut 20 pounds in 5 days in order to make weight for the fight. Connerly will be graduating in the spring with a degree in business and accounting.
Connerly will be traveling to Ohio for his next fight and will be on the Monmouth card next February. Cassie and Michelle will be back right after this.
Welcome back. Not many celebrities get the opportunity to visit Monmouth, Illinois, but this was not the case last Friday when Jennifer Coolidge came to visit campus. An exclusive interview with Stifler's mom gives us an insight to Coolidge's first stop on her tour of colleges across the country.
I really did feel like I was at church, and I was.
Literally.
And, but you know what I mean? Like, everyone was incredibly polite in that audience. Sometimes you can walk out there and people have this look like it's Friday, and I've been doing, you know, a term paper for the last 5 days, and they have that look like, you know, I'm not saying because I haven't done a college before, but you know what I mean? I mean, like, sometimes you walk out and the audiences have it, but I have to say, I walked out and it looked like everyone had just had a cup of coffee. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone looked, you know, I don't know, it's like, I guess because you're young, you're not tired yet. That's what it is. You're young and you have a whole life ahead of you. That's what it is.
Well, one last question. Do you have any upcoming movies or roles or anything that we can look forward to?
Yeah, we're actually with the original cast, not the, you know, straight to video one. Not the but we're in February we're doing the finale of the American Pie with all the original boys. Cool. You know, with all the boys. You know what I mean, like the real cast of American Pie. We're all doing the reunion, and I can't wait. And I hope they, you know, let me sleep with more of the kids. You know what I mean? Then just, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be just Finch. It should be more of the kids.
To watch the entire interview with Jennifer Coolidge, you can visit our website, monm.edu/mctv, and click on the YouTube link.
And that's MCTV This Week. I'm Ross Donnan.
I'm Cassie Hart. Make sure you tune in next week for a new edition of MCTV This Week.
And I'm Michelle Nutting. You can also watch us on the web by going to monm.edu/mctv. We'll see you next week.